Good afternoon, folks, and welcome to Kickboxing with Tim and the Mechanic. My name's Tim, joined as always by the mechanic, Brandon Cuttino. Brandon, how you doing today, sir?
Doing good, man. Always excited to talk kickboxing with you.
I heard you got beat up over the weekend. Are you doing all right?
I'm doing all right, man. My leg is good. Like I said, if you guys follow me on the social media, I did a charity event over the weekend called Swinging for the Stars, where we kind of give special needs kids their own little fight night where they get to come out, they get walkout music, they get hype men. They get introductions. It was just a great night, man. Do all those kids, all the smiles, the parents' smiles, the family and friends, man. It was just a fun time, man. Just a really fun time.
Awesome stuff, Brandon. Well, we're happy that you're okay, but let's talk some kickboxing. We had a busy few weeks. We had Glory 84, we had the K1 K-Fest, a huge event, we had an Enfusion event, and then let's preview upcoming. We have a big one championship event just in a few days, actually, and then some questions from the fans as well. Does that sound all right to you?
Sounds good to me, man.
Let's start with the Glory 84 show. Let's start right in the main event. Tijani Beztadi got a TKO body kick knockout over the featherweight king, Petch. Man, how did this come across at home? What was your impressions of the fight? All that good stuff.
And the fight played out like I said it was going to play out. I thought that, Petch being the smaller guy, that I just thought the size was going to be too much, too much for him. And I think that's really what it was. Like I said, I think Beztadi had the power, had the reach, kept them away, and man, he just worked to the body. Like saying, Petch was just throwing those single techniques, trying to get his one shot in with his round kicks. I think there was time where I think it could have been either. I think in the third round where he was having some success because he was going under the elbow to get the body. But I think though, Tijani, he went with it. He recovered. He changed up his game plan, and then he was able to defend those. And then I just saw, man, he got the finish in the fourth round, man. Front kick right to the belly, took a knee, and then Petch never got back up.
Man, it's a gangster move to beat a very experienced Thai fighter with a body strike. Like that's a huge statement. That's a big feather in your cap. Petch, I think he did well. Especially all things considered, that you're not allowed to clinch in this sport. He is considerably smaller. Out of the 5 judges, he was up on like 2 judges' scorecards or something like that, which is still something. So his kicks were having an effect. But yeah, Tijani is just a champion. Took this fight and really took the main event spotlight and made this event all about him and the way that he interacted with fans and the media. It's really kind of one of those moments where maybe Tijani is starting to pull ahead of the pack a little bit, and just a tremendous win for him. I did speak to Petch's manager a bit, and I was saying, man, it seemed like the clinch was kind of getting interesting. If the clinch was allowed, and he's like, bro, if the clinch was allowed, this wouldn't have been close. Petch would have killed him. And I was like, yeah, I still don't know though, because it seemed like the clinch was becoming an interesting aspect, but they just couldn't get anything done, obviously, because of the rules and all that. Am I wrong?
I mean, hey, man, you can clinch for 5 seconds, or should I say, man, it's one of the things. Like, man, I tell kids when we do tournaments because we're kind of under the K1 Glory rules, where it's like you can clinch for 5 seconds. Like we tell them, hey, clinch for 4 seconds. On that 4th second, let go, throw some punches and kicks, and then boom, clinch again. And so it's like one of the things where like, yo, Petch, if you had the clinch game, you could have did that. You can clinch, work for a little bit, let go, throw maybe one punch, one kick, and then boom, start clinching again.
Yeah, I mean, the clinch is something we keep talking about. So 5 seconds, is that the rule? Is that the actual rule here?
Yes, that's what I want to say. Yeah, because I want to say in Glory you have 5 seconds to work with it. Well, I think in the K1 days is when you clinch, you have 1 strike and then you got to let go.
Yeah. Okay. So you're saying 5 seconds. Man, no one was able to answer because there was someone on this card, like I want to say Felipe Michelini or someone like that, was doing a double-handed grab and then pulling people into the knees, and we were all like, hey, what is the actual rule then? Like, what is the rule?
Too, I think I want to say, I feel like it's a hybrid where I think you can clinch, but I think it's not supposed to be with 2 hands. I think it's supposed to be with 1 hand. Actually,
that's what I thought too.
And you can do 2. It is weird. No, I want to say you can't do no, because I'm trying to think. I think I was because I remember I was in a fight with Glory rules, but I think I was one-handed and I was just holding the guy. I was kind of doing some dirty boxing to the guy. And I remember the ref was kind of yelling at me about it. And I was trying to say, I'm like, yo, I thought I could clinch. And I think he was like, yes, you can. But I think it is supposed to be two hands.
What? Oh, okay.
Because I want to say that they go over glory rules every time before the show, and I think they say that you can clinch for 5 seconds.
But I was talking, so I was with Beyond Kickboxing's Bjarne, and he was telling me on the Dutch broadcast, it was like Remy and Melvin Manhoff, they didn't know what the clinch rules were either. Like no one, like they're not, it's not on the website or anything like this. I asked Overeem before his fight, and he says, I don't know what the clinch rules are. You were the only guy out here who's pretty confident on what the clinch rules are, because none of us know.
Yeah, that's what I want to say. I want to say that you can clinch for 5 seconds. You can clinch for 5 seconds, and then you let go.
All right, I trust you. I'll trust you on it. Anyway, so Tajani gets the job done. Big win, big feather in his cap. Looked good doing it. Good kicks, good punches, good clinch work. Tariq Kababez gets a TKO victory over Daniel Toledo. Just wins the crowd's heart with this one. No matter who Tariq fights, he's getting in a war every time.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, shout outs to Toledo for taking this fight on short notice. I think he's really probably more of an MMA guy, because I think he has more of an MMA record. He does kickboxing, but I think he does have a couple of kickboxing fights in there. But I mean, dude, like this was really to me a showcase for Tariq. I had told you, man, dude, the light heavyweight division is kind of slim, and which of course what we just saw with the 4-man heavyweight tournament coming in April, as we saw a couple of light heavyweights move up to heavyweight. So I mean, it just got even smaller. Which is what I was telling you. To me, it's like, yo, if Tank gets his W, he's probably he could be next for a title shot. And which of course, after the fight, what was he doing? He was asking for a title shot. It's like, dude, you're 1-1 in the division. You just fought for the title. You lost it. You get this one win against a guy that came out of nowhere on like 2 days' notice, and you're already claiming for a title shot. Yeah. But the thing is though too, I think Glory rewarded him by making him. I think he's now the number 2 contender in this division, because I think he was number 3, and with his win, I think he bounced either 2 or 1. So I mean, they're basically trying to say, hey man, you're getting a title shot.
Yeah, I think so too. Because they still have Donegi Abina up there, and I think because Tariq seems like a crowd favorite at this point, and I think you're right about that. They're trying to get him a title shot, and that's fair. It's fine. It is what it is. But welterweight just keeps moving. Let's move to the welterweight, the people's main event, as we kept saying. Jay Overmere welcomes Jamie Bates back into the glory ring, and it was a great fight. It was a good back and forth for 1 round. Then Jay Overmere just put the pedal to the metal a little bit more, got a TKO finish in the 2nd round. What'd you make of the Jay Overmere Jamie Bates fight?
Hey man, I mean, good job, Jamie Overmere, man, dude. Like, I mean, if people were watching me over Twitter, man, I was putting it out, man, body shots in fights, and that's what happened here. Jay Overmere just went to the body. I think he started with that round kick. That he hit him with the kind of towards the liver, and then boom, he followed it up, started working his punches, and boom, man. Once Jamie Bates went down the first time, it was just an avalanche, man. Like he couldn't protect his body. Overmere knew where to go, and that's what he did, man. He worked that body. 3 knockdowns, fight's over.
Yep. That's that. Jay Overmere moves into what I thought was going to be the top contender position, but they're doing something else with the welterweight title. Murtel Groenhart's going to come back and get a title shot. But yeah, Jay Overmere, I don't know. I think someone's just, these people are just keeping the belt warm for Jay Overmere. The kid has been developing, he's done 3 or 4 fights this year and has looked better in every fight out.
I mean, as of right now, Jay Overmere is your number 1 ranked welterweight. And by the way, Tariq is your number 2 light heavyweight. Okay.
But we'll see what they do at light heavyweight. I don't think there's any bad decisions there. They're all good fighters, and it's a fun division, right? Speaking of light heavyweight, we asked about Vakitov, and Glory was like, yeah, no, we just can't do that kind of thing because we're a European promotion. Like, we have Ukrainian fighters, and we have fighters from Eastern Europe who would be pissed off about if we had a Russian fighter. Because I said, like, the UFC has been headlining with Russians. And he was like, man, the UFC are Americans. They can do that kind of stuff and just claim ignorance. We're functioning in Europe. You know what I mean? So that's the answer. So Vakitov, there's no further progress. They said we would love to have him back, but it's just not going to be realistic for the next little while here. So that's that.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Anyway, so Philippe Michelini gets a win over Nordine Mahidine via unanimous decision at, like we were talking about, light heavyweight. What'd you think? What'd you make of it?
Dude, man, body work again, man. There's another fight right here, man, dude. Once Felipe found that body, did the body work. Nordine went down not once but twice to it, and then he was just able to survive. I mean, because like I said, man, Philippe was working that body, but Nordine stayed, stayed tough, and then and he was able to make it to the end of the fight, but he didn't win the fight.
Yeah, it is what it is. It was a fun little fight, no doubt about it. But yeah, this is.
Yeah, I mean, I was gonna say, I wonder if because of this loss, or did he maybe just get pretty banged up in this fight because he's no longer in that 4-man heavyweight tournament. Nordine was in it for April 29th, but now he got replaced by Jafar Wilness.
Yeah, I was wondering about that too. I don't really. I know what you're saying. I don't really know. That was a pretty quick turnaround if you're fighting early March, and then they want you to fight
late April.
Kind of late April. That is a pretty quick turnaround, especially for a heavyweight. If you did take a few, or for a light heavyweight, if you took a few knocks along the way, I can see wanting to drop out. But yeah, the 4-man heavyweight tournament, Cookie Tariqa Zaro, Jafar Wilness, Luis Tavares going up in weight, and Enver Slivar. So it's going to be a fun tournament. It's going to be a banger, right?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's where I think they're trying to get Tavares through, but we'll see.
Oh, 100% they're trying to get Tavares through.
I think it's just trying to lose.
Yeah, Antonio Plazabat was picking Nordine Mahedine to win the whole thing because he previously has a loss against Mahedine. But yeah, now he's not even in it. So all right, probably Luis Tavares tournament. Zaro's massive though. Zaro's a big boy.
I mean, I was gonna say, I mean, it could be where maybe Nordine was like, you know what, light heavyweight is pretty slim. Maybe let me stay here instead of trying to bulk up, and go back to heavyweight. Let me maybe just stay here at light heavyweight. You know what I'm saying? I could bounce back with a win, and I could probably be there in the title shot. Because like I said, dude, light heavyweight is slim out here.
Bro, 100%. If you want a faster route to the title, the Glory heavyweight division is a landmine. Is full of landmines. Like, it's a busy place. Light heavyweight is ripe for someone to step in and really take that throne. But yeah, no, it's good stuff. Michael Bopea earns an impressive win. Oh man, he's just developing. He's getting better. Good young man over Etrigal Bayrak. Oh man, what a fight this was. This was
man. I didn't see it going down like how it did, man. But to me, man, this was just one-way traffic over here. You know what I'm saying? I'm saying Bayrak, he had fought for a title, so you kind of knew, you knew he was legit, but I mean, he really had nothing over here, man. It was like I said, it was just one-way traffic. And yeah, man, Bopea just looked real good, and like I said, he's just marching on to getting his own title shot.
No, and you're not kidding about that. And it's just crazy to see his development. He debuted in Glory 6 months ago, and he doesn't even do kickboxing full time at this point still, and he's still developing that much in between every fight. He said his real success is he changed trainers and he's working with Lont now. So, and he says it's just making a massive difference. So good for him. Anything else on Glory 84 that you saw that you liked before we move on to K1 K Festa?
No, I mean, it was a good event. I like how they're staying busy. Just one more. Just back to the welterweight division. Was it Kasi versus Orza fight? Dude, Kasi, I mean, just looked real good. I mean, he had the height, had the length advantage, but man, he used it well. He's the thing. Like I say, I know this is somebody that I know because I think he fights out of Mike's gym as well. So I mean, Big Mike was definitely hyping him up before the fight, and he just showed and he showed us why.
Matt Chico Quasi, he got the good crowd reaction. Like, even though he was a prelim fighter, he came out with the hat. He was getting great pop from the audience throughout. He was getting post-fight interviews, and a lot of fighters weren't. The guy is he's moving into the main division there at welterweight, and it's becoming a stacked division. But yeah, he's a nice kid, really nice kid. Looking forward to what the future has. Really impressive knockout. But yeah, it was a good one, wasn't it?
Yeah, man. Like I said, man, dude, like I said, welterweight's getting deep out here. Welterweight's getting real deep.
And we do have a fan question on welterweight, but we'll kind of get to that at the end of the show. We will switch to fan questions towards the end. And yes, welterweight is absolutely involved in that one. Let's take a look at the big K1 K Festa event. Now, this was a 10-hour long event. So if you caught all the fights, amazing. You are the king of kickboxing. Well done. You did it. We caught the major fights, and let's break them down. And I do have notes. I'll run down through a bunch of them and ask what your opinions are. But yeah, this was a major event from K1. The fight that we hyped up and said everyone needs to watch was the rematch between Faya Hong and Miyu for the women's, I believe, atomweight title. And this fight was awful. This was just a terrible fight. Faya Hong was visibly getting frustrated because they kept calling her out on clinching, and the clinching wasn't always her fault. But she was struggling against the long kicks. She would close the distance again in a clinch. But yeah, I don't know. It was just a lame fight. But yeah, Miyu got the decision. I'm sure they'll rematch in a few months and we'll get a different result. What do you think? What did you see in that one?
Man, oh, there it is. I'm just like looking for it. Yeah, man, like you said, man, you know, it wasn't the prettiest of fights. It wasn't the most entertaining of fights. But sometimes, man, that's how it is. Like, say, you got to remember, like, saying these two just recently fought. So they kind of were familiar with each other. You know, they didn't really have that much time to kind of really change anything really up, I thought, you know, like say, because that's why I kind of really thought the same thing was going to happen as the last fight, you know, maybe just a little different, but I kind of still thought Fai Yang would have kept the belt because, like I said, it wasn't that much time to really kind of change anything. But I mean, hey man, Miyu did her thing. You know, she came out. You know, I guess she did see something in the tape, changed some things up, and hey, you know, the judges, you know, they gave it to her.
Yeah, that's that. Kana Silverwolf defended her title and knocked out the next person that they booked for her. It's such a weird division because it's like she's not fighting contenders, but there's no contenders, so they're just finding anyone in her weight class to get beat up and knocked out. But it was a great TKO via leg kick. Kana Silverwolf got another win. Your girl.
Yeah, man. Yo, it's like you said, man. You know, they're just finding bodies for her, and she's going through them. But again, what did she do after she got the mic? Who's she calling out for? Anissa Meskin. She's still calling her out. You know, let's see what happens. You know, this is the fight that she's been asking for I want to say at least like 2 years. I think she's been trying to fight. She's been trying to fight her.
Let's get it done. We all want to see it. Everyone wants to see that top of the division fight each other, but for whatever reason, none of them agree to fight. Let's move on to the next fight. We had Masashi Kimura defeat Masahiko Suzuki. Masahiko Suzuki was one of my favorites because of how exciting of a fighter he was. And Kimura out-jabbed him. Stick and move. All you need is a stiff jab to beat a brawler who's trying to put pressure on you. It was a really fun fight and really impressed with Kimura. Did you catch this one?
Yeah, I want to say yes. I'm like looking. I'm just like trying to find it. I'm like, I'm so and like trying to figure out like where I have stuff at. That's where for one is always all over the place. Man, dude, it was a good one. You know, like I said, good technical, sound fundamentals. Like I remember telling people, man, all you really need to win a fight is a good jab and a good low kick. That's it. You got those two things. Most likely, you probably win a fight easily.
100% agree with you. Akihiro Kaneko was able to defend his K1 Super Bantamweight title against the Muay Thai fighter, the Muay Thai kind of experienced fighter, Kompech. I feel for Kompech. He's still sharp. He still looks good in a lot of areas, but it's like watching someone's body, the screws are falling off as he's fighting. Like you can see his knees kind of give out at a few points, just how hard he's pushing himself. It's kind of falling apart. This was a solid match, but yeah, Akihiro Kaneko, clearly the better fighter. What'd you make of this one?
I was saying, man, I don't know how one judge gave it 30-30, but I mean, that's just me.
Yeah, I don't know.
Like, a full draw, you know, like, you know what I'm saying? And the other two had a 30-29, 30-28. So, which, I mean, you're saying, yes, there are close fights, but I mean, you're just giving everybody like 10 rounds over here, it seems like. But like you said, you know, it was a close fight, you know, but like I said, you know, Kaneko, you know, did what he had to do. I think it was just a little bit better in my point of view.
Yeah, I agree with you. It just was the sharper fighter and got it done. The next fight was for the K1 Featherweight Championship. One of the top fighters from last year, Taito Gunji, was able to defend his title against the young up-and-coming Thai fighter, View. View has a really good overhand, and it was especially working well in the late third round when things started to really come together for him. But Taito Gunji was just a little bit too much, mixing high and low really well. However, I came away from the fight wanting to see more View, and it was a fun fight. I think View actually did a lot better than he was expected to in this match. What'd you think of it?
Yeah, man, same thing. You know, same thing you said, and also too, again, another close one. We're saying you had one judge giving it 30-30 again. You know, so yeah. I mean, so again, like I say, man, when you get to high level like this, man, dude, these fights can be really close. Like just one little thing that the judges sees can really you know, have the fight go your way. But to me, like I said, I thought Gunji just did a little bit more, to kind of edge out. Like you said, man, he looked sharp. And combinations, were good and everything.
Absolutely. Going up the card, the next really fight that we want to talk about, Masaki Nori. Crisp hands. My God, Masaki Nori just nonstop with these crisp hands. I gets a first round knockout just with right straight after getting a really nice knockdown. What do you say about a guy like this?
Oh, that was just, dude, he's just a bad man. He is a bad man. Dude, that was violence, like, at his highest display right there, man. I mean, he straight slept him, put the man to sleep, folded him.
Yeah, nothing else to add on that one.
There's nothing to say, man, dude, put the man where he belongs in the rankings, all right? Put the man where he belongs in the rankings. That's all I'm going to say.
Man, they got Masaki Nori. We can't rank him because he doesn't have any quality wins. And they put, man, get out of here with that. Man, he's looking that good, but anyway, I don't want to argue about it. We'll argue about it later, off the air. I don't want to say something. Don't want to be rude. Hiromi Wajima was able to defend his K1 Super Welterweight Championship against Jom Tong. Now, I think this is why they like draw rounds so much, is because you can get the overtime round at the end, even if that's not the right decision. Jom Tong, though, was just absorbing leg kicks constantly, and he was clearly struggling with it. And you want to talk about like the nuts and bolts falling off a guy as you're watching him fight. This was an example of that. Took a couple of leg kicks in the draw round, and this corner threw in the towel. But clearly, Hiromi Wajima was the better fighter here. What'd you think? What'd you make of it? Yeah,
man, dude, leg kicks, man, dude. That's how it was on the charity event that I did, man. Like I said, man, I took too many leg kicks. I couldn't continue. So it was the same thing here, man. Dude, those leg kicks were brutal, and you can see it. Like I said, you can see it just wearing on him, and then you can see him just not being able to move, and the fight was just over.
And to beat a Thai fighter with over 250 bouts to his name via leg kick is a statement. Like, you got a leg like a sledgehammer over here. So Hiromi Wajima, well done on that one. Going up the card, now we got a fight of the year contender here. What a banger this was for the K1 lightweight championship. Yuki Yoza defeated Tao Asahashi, but it was just a back and forth war, absolutely unforgettable, matching flurry for flurry. And I think Yuki Yoza was just a little bit sharper, landing better counters on the inside. Just looked amazing with his accuracy. But I've already put it on the short list for best fight of 2023. I don't know if it's going to get knocked off. If there's better fights than this year, sign me up. That's great. But yeah, looking forward to seeing more Yuki Yoza. What did you see in this matchup?
Yeah, man, this was a fight whereas I think of my good old WEC days where you just say guys are just banging on each other over here. Yeah. That's what these guys were doing, man. They were just going back and forth. Exciting fight, like say, combination for combination, flurry for flurry. They just wanted to stand and bang over here, but I mean, still though, good technique, good foundations, man. It was a good fight.
See, and that's the thing. Yuki Yoza and Tao Asahashi was sound foundations and a good fight based on like very technical kind of flurries, good timing, good accuracy, as opposed to the main event, which was just like two guys throwing overhands. It was a lot less technical. It was still a very fun brawl. But anyway, Tetsuya Yamada was able to get a win over Kenta Hayashi, defending his K1 super lightweight title. It was a really fun fight, but I wouldn't recommend anyone. Now, again, probably best fight of 2023 on the list, certainly. I wouldn't recommend you learn any striking or head movement from this kind of fight, but it was a ton of fun to watch, right?
Saying these were guys that were like, yo, I'm here to knock somebody out, and that's what they were trying to do. But yeah, man, like I say, it was a entertaining fight for sure. Like I say, technical wise, probably not, but entertainment wise, definitely a good fight to close the show with.
Absolutely. I loved it. It was a great card up and down. What else did you see on the card that you enjoyed that you want to mention as well?
I mean, really, let's just give them, like we always talk about, man, K1 always put on good shows. It's just, man, they're always just so long. But, still though, man, it's still good action. Let's see. I think there was one more fight that I did just want to mention, if I can find it. Oh, I hope I want to say this right. It's the Latuska.
Oh, Stefan Latushku. Yeah.
Yes, man. With the KO, the right hook, man, putting people out. That was a nice knockout.
nasty stuff coming from him. All right, let's move forward to the Enfusion card. And again, like I'm happy to talk about Enfusion, but Enfusion, you got to help me out a little bit here. I don't know where to watch it. We were told it was on YouTube, and then it was on Facebook, and then it was under Facebook Live, and it seems like the events aren't there. Someone please help me. Where do I watch Enfusion? I know Muhammad Tashasi got a win at the last Enfusion show, which was the 8 TKO show, and good for him. He should probably move up to Glory and fight for a title there because he's extremely notable and extremely talented. This was another knockout win. Brandon, please go ahead here.
Well, all right. So you got to remember. These were two different events. So yes,
sorry.
So you have, I mean, they're at like, so you have the, wait, let me see. Wait, did I mess that up? So, I mean, they're at the same place, but they're two different events. So one is your 8 TKO, tournament, which was your welterweights. That's why you have Tujati fighting. But then you had your Enfusion 120, which is where you had your 2 title fights. So there were 2 different events just happening same day, same venue.
Man, you gotta help me out here. Okay, so what happened? And like I cover kickboxing for a living. What happened here?
All right. So again, so let's go. So let's go with the 8 TKO tournament. Like I said, you had you had Tujati winning by KO in round 3. I mean, dude, we all think we know this is his tournament to win. I mean, dude, you might as well just give this guy the belt. You give him the check. It's his to win. I mean, but hey, you don't want to slide other people as well. I said other people in it was the Wave, Ismail Azugni. He won by points. That was a good fight. As well. And then of course you also had Mishka Edrudis, he won by KO. That was fire in the first round. Really wasn't much to go on, man. It was just a nice KO. Anytime people going to sleep, you're always gonna be a fan of that. And again, you just had a couple of other fights going on in the welterweight division, but really nothing really in the other two. It's just they just moved on to the tournament. But really, of course, we already talked about, man. This is really all about just Tuchatsi. Like I said, man. He's the star. Welterweight division is his. To me, man, this is just gonna be his crowning moment. To me, he's gonna do this, maybe win this tournament, and then probably it'll be like, all right, let me move on to Glory or something else. Yeah. So that was the 8 TKO event. Now Enfusion 120. Okay, that's where you had your 2 title fights. You had your heavyweight title, which was Martin Tepstra versus, man, I don't even know how to butcher this name.
Barkush.
Yeah, Barkush, his last name. I kind of really thought that this was going to be a Tepstra fight. I mean, the guy's so tall. To me, man, he should be dominating over here, and which I'm glad he had. I'm happy he won. He's the heavyweight champ now. He might maybe get 1 or 2 title defenses, and then maybe you might see him in Glory, because that's usually how it is. Usually, man, an Enfusion champ doesn't stay an Enfusion champ that long. They maybe get 1 or 2 title defenses, and next you see them in Glory somehow. So we could be seeing him in fall. And of course, you me, man, co-main event. That's the one I really care about. My other girl. Yeah, my other girl. Joanna Bars. TKO 4th round. I mean, dude, she had the height, she had the reach, man. She just put homegirl out. Round kick. I want to say it was. It was just total domination, in my opinion. Like, dude, she only has 1 loss in her career, and then 1 championship wouldn't even allow her to avenge that 1 loss because they were shook. So to me, man, this is the thing too. I just feel bad for her because I feel like she's in that thing where she's in that weight class where, to me, there aren't really that many, women around her and talent wise. So man, they're just finding bodies for her, and she's just going through them.
Yeah, and Jarina Bars, she was the one I saw promoting it on Instagram. She was the reason I knew that there was an Enfusion happening. And good for her for defending her title. Again, Jarina Bars is actually making an argument for being just pure kickboxing, not mixed with Muay Thai. She might be the greatest female kickboxer in history. She just keeps winning, just consistently for more than a decade now. Like, it's crazy to think that she kind of came up at the same time as Marlos Kunin, and they completely took, of course, different routes in their career, obvious in the end. But Jarina Barr is one of the most important women in kickboxing history, and she's like on Facebook. Anyway, Enfusion, please help me.
Yeah, no, I think I remember. Oh man, I was talking to, because I was basically I was asking somebody about it. Like, I feel like they're kind of just not into. You're over in Europe.
Yeah.
But I think it was there. I forgot what somebody was telling me, because I remember I just reached out and I was like, yo, like, how can I watch this? Because, in the US, it used to be YouTube, then used to be Facebook, but now they took it out. Like, it's no longer there. So now you got to either be over in the season, you got to have like direct TV or over there. But like, there's nothing for me to watch. Like, I'm unable to watch it now. I think the only thing I can watch might be the ATKO, because I think that's available on pay-per-view, or you can buy that on their website. But I think the Enfusion events, I don't think I can watch, or I might have to, try again somehow. But I remember asking somebody was like, yeah, no, they don't do it anymore on YouTube or Facebook. But I mean, well, man, at least K1, after their event is over, like a week later, they put their matches on YouTube, so I can go and watch them that way in case I miss it. You know what I'm saying? If I can't stay up, for a freaking 10 hours over here, I can at least go to YouTube and watch it. But Enfusion, man, you don't get anything anymore.
Well, that's just it. It is crazy to get all the hype of, like, Enfusion has had some really good fights this year, some of the best fights in kickboxing this year. And I don't have any way of showing people. I don't have any way of linking people up. At least with K1, people will tell us that was one of the best fights this year. Make sure to watch it. And I'll say, okay, well, yeah, I'll wait a week and I'll know it'll be on YouTube, and I'll be very happy to enjoy that. Enfusion, please, for the love of God, help me out. You can hire us. We'll be your digital guys, and we'll upload fights to YouTube. It's not that difficult.
Yeah.
Anyway. Just complaining about Enfusion. It's just, we need them. They're such an important organization for growth of kickboxing in Europe. But at the same time, I just can't stop complaining. Let's move on to One Championship, though. One Championship in just a few days. They're going to have one Fight Night 8 on Prime Video. That's going to be March 24th if you're in the US, March 25th, the morning of if you are in Singapore. It is headlined by a kickboxing showdown, the one flyweight kickboxing world title. Superlek will look to defend his title against Rodtang Jim Wong Nong. This is a battle of two amazing Thai fighters meeting in kickboxing. At least we're getting the fight. I'm happy that we at least got the fight. What do you think? What do you make of it?
Yeah, man. I think we've talked about this fight before. I think I said that I'm going to lean towards Superlek, because I think, again, I'm about more I'm more about his technical abilities than Rodtang. I think to me, Rodtang is I'm trying to go forward. I'm going to knock your block off. I'll take your punches. Yeah. And again, I think by him just being able, just willing to stand there, take punches, that's going to just allow Superlek just to win rounds. He's going to win rounds early, maybe bank him in the first, second, and third round. And then that's when, Rodtang, he might try to come stronger on the fourth and fifth. But I just think that Superlek will be able to just bank rounds and then get his hand raised, probably win by decision.
They don't call him the kicking machine for nothing. He's got thunderous power through his legs and just loves to spam the kicks. He's a smart fighter, and unlike a lot of the Rodtang opponent, this is probably the toughest that he's had in a few years. Superlek doesn't fear Rodtang at all. He isn't worried about the punching flurries or anything like that. But yeah, I think Superlek wins as well. I think Superlek even wins in Muay Thai as well, as crazy it is to say. But I know, regardless of who wins, both men have incredible legacies. Even if Rodtang wins, I think we still get the rematch in Muay Thai. If Superlek wins, I think we get the rematch in Muay Thai as well. I think these two are just going to start their Super Series. I think we're going to see them fight a few more times, right, Bren?
Yeah. I mean, like I said, I think these are two guys that you could probably see a trilogy happen. If they go back and forth like that.
I agree with you. So I'm excited for it. It's going to be a banger. We also have Alicia Helen Rodriguez coming back. It's been a few years. So she's the atomweight Muay Thai champion. She beat Stamp Fairtex, I think 2019 or 2020. I don't quite remember. Captured the title, had a child. COVID happened. She's just coming back now. She's going to be fighting the kickboxing world champion and Muay Thai atomweight kickboxing champion, Janet Todd from the US. Should be a really fun fight. Should be very fun. There's a lot of questions to be answered here. Brandon, what do you think?
Yeah, man, again, coming off a long layoff. We know why, but dude, Janet Todd's still out here, still being active. I'm sure this is the fight that They probably want Janet Todd to get this W. So this way, again, she could be on that May 5th show, US, another champion out here. So, we shall see. I mean, it should be a good one, but I'm most likely probably leaning towards Janet Todd. Like I say, she's been more active. So, we shall see what I just think it's gonna be Janet Todd.
No, yeah, I don't know. She's just been. That's the thing. I've seen video of her fighting year over year for the last few years. She's been very active. She's been in the gym against very skilled fighter. Alicia Helen Rodriguez, I have no doubt that she's very talented, but her last fight was 2019. Man, like, what were we doing in 2019? Like, we were different human beings back then. Yeah. So we'll see how the fight goes. I am looking forward to it, but yes, Janet Todd should be a sizable favorite coming in for good reason. Zhang Paiman from China, he was the young prodigy who lost to Jonathan DeBella. Jonathan DeBella still doesn't have a fight, but Zhang Paiman has a fight. Why? Anyway, he's going to be fighting some guy from Russia. What do you think?
I mean, hey, I know that Jonathan DeBella tweeted out saying ready for war or wartime. So, I mean, hopefully might get something like that. I think maybe May 5th could be for him. He's a guy in Canada. He's always hanging out in New York for some reason, but I don't blame him, So, I mean, he could be on there. But I mean, but for his former opponent, hey man, it's good for him. He's getting back to the action. Should be a good fight. And we'll just have to see what happens. Like I said, I mean, it could be a win here for him, and he could be maybe getting back, and he could be getting a title shot.
Absolutely. Oh man, if Zhang is only 19, I was gonna be like, man, he's 21 or something. He's 19 now. He was winning at 18-1. Just insane. Daniel Williams switching, so he was a Muay Thai fighter originally, got into a war with Rodtang in a higher weight class than his natural weight, switched to MMA, had good success. Now he's switching back into Muay Thai again. Daniel Williams gonna make his after a few years make his debut back at strawweight Muay Thai against Portugal's Rui Botelho. What do you think? Can Daniel Williams make the comeback successful?
Yeah, why not, man? Let's rock with it. Why not? Let's say so, yes.
Okay, yeah, I think so too. He does have a lot of success. He's a banger. I like Daniel Williams a lot, and I certainly would pick him against Rui Botelho. From what Daniel Williams is saying, he wants to get this fight and then fight for a title, and it would be against Joseph Lasiri. Sure, I think that's fair.
Why not? Lasiri, Lasiri's good. I know you've talked to him and everything like that. So, should be a good one if you get that title fight.
Okay, so you just sent it over. How to watch Enfusion via Play? Okay, that doesn't help me. Via Play for most of Europe. DirecTV in a lot of countries, and then pay-per-view. Okay, I'll take a closer look later. We still have a few kickboxing fights to cover up, and then we can study that. Also on the One Championship, Nicholas Larson, former, he was a Muay Thai. Oh, man, dang it. I was doing so good, too. Give me a sec. Muay Thai champion in the organization
he's
known as... Go ahead.
Oh, no, I was going to say he's fighting Eddie Abasolo. Doing a featherweight Muay Thai fight. So
it's such a good fight. Nicholas Larson was a WBC champion. Anyway, please go ahead. This is a great fight. This is a really good fight. I can't believe this is on the lead card. This is such a good fight, man.
Yeah, they say say Eddie Abasolo, being an American, everything like that, out of California. No, from his line fight days. Say he had his one debut. Wasn't it earlier this year? Right? Wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. And exactly. He's very nervous for it.
Exactly. It was one this year. And then go his way. But he's bouncing back. But again, dude, this isn't an easy fight as well. Like I say, Larson, I said former WBC Muay Thai champion, fought in glory. But I think this could be Eddie's chance because I said to me, Larson doesn't look good to me with the 4-ounce gloves. To me, man, he looks more of a guy who should who should be rocking the 10-ounce gloves. So I mean, maybe Eddie can get a punch in there and then maybe catch him with the knee.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think Eddie got it as well. The training with Denzel Curry, like, man, it doesn't get better than that. So let's move on to the Belarusian Barbie, just desperate to get another win in One Championship against Amon Barlow, the former Lion Fights kickboxing Muay Thai champion. And Amon all day. This is a great fight for Amon Barlow, right?
Exactly. Amon Barlow, man. I mean, like, you want to talk about one of my girls? Enfusion days over here. Over here, man. Amon Barlow's what's up, man. I remember I like that was my number one girl for a minute. Like, Amon Barlow is what's up, man. Like I think this is hers easily.
Absolutely. It's going to be a good one. One championship on Friday, and then Crush 147 will be on March 25th, to Saturday. Make sure to check it out. We're not going to do a preview for it, but yeah, make sure to check out Crush 147 right after. Let's get to some fan questions because it is related to the stuff that we were talking about. Number one fan question for you. Where is Hamicha? I'm so excited to answer because I actually do have an answer. I was speaking to one of the journalists when I was at Glory 84. I was speaking to him about Hamicha, and he says, I got off the phone with him that day. Hamicha's ready. Hamicha's in shape. He's fully healed, and he's ready for a fight. Brandon, what do you think?
Oh man, that's great. That's great, man. Like I said, I mean, I think everybody had him as the guy that was really going to be next to fight for the title, but he had his injury and everything like that. So, I mean, hey man, same. We got. I mean, he could maybe be on that Collision show in June. You know that is a big card. You know, he is kind of to me one of the future stars. So I mean, that could be his return date.
Yeah. 100%. So I think we are expecting to see Hamicha back this year. Why didn't Levi Rigters participate in the Glory 4-man tournament? Brandon, what do you think? Why?
I mean, you gotta remember, man, this is just one 4-man tournament that they're doing. They are going to do more, so you just gotta wait and see. You know what other tournaments are going to be coming out, because like I said, they are going to do a good amount. I think they're going to do at least 4. I think it's 4 of them or something like that. So I mean, hey, this is just one tournament right here.
Yeah.
There will be another one coming up. He might be in that one, you know, or he could be in the following one. Because like I said, I think they're gonna try to spread it around. You know, put some top notch guys in them, but not put all their top notch guys in one tournament. You know, because I remember some people were asking about Adek Bowie and everything like that. So, you know, like I said, you know, I think Levi Rickers, you know, he's just enjoying being a dad right now. And then, like I said, you know, he could be coming soon.
Yeah, he just had kids with his supermodel wife, and I just think he's probably not interested right now, especially when it's like Luis Tavares and Cookie Tariq. Like, do you want to fight these guys? And he's like, no, I don't want to do that. That sounds awful. I don't want to do that. Anyway, so who's next for Tejani Beztadi? It is tough. It is tough because he's beaten pretty much the entire top 5 at this point. I think it's probably Garrett Belay, because I think Garrett Belay is coming off. He's the only guy in the top 5 coming off a win who hasn't yet fought Tejani Beztadi. But I know, like, even just saying that doesn't hugely excite the audience, right? Like, you know what I mean? Like, it without signing anyone new, what do you do with Tejani?
I mean, I'll tell you this. So, and glory wise, I think it should be Belay. You know, like I say, you know, he is their top 5 guy. But I remember that was years ago where I think it was you had to be like ranked 3 or higher. They were letting people fight for the belt. But who knows? Like I said, that was back when Cor Himmers was the matchmaker. So I mean, Robbie Timmers is in charge now, so things could be different. But I'll tell you this: outside of glory, because I think I told you this. I think I told you this before when it happened, but somebody was chirping, and that was Typhoon Oskin. He did not like how Tejani was acting after he won, was kind of calling him out, as you said, right? You know, he did an Insta story, and then apparently it got deleted. So, I mean, I wouldn't mind seeing that fight. I mean, I've been wanting Oskin in glory for a minute, but you know, he's signed with one. Who knows if they'll be doing a co-promotion or what? But I mean, just saying that is somebody who I would like to see fight.
Typhoon Oskan, it seems to be fighting with one, kind of does stuff with Enfusion every once in a while. It would be a great fight. Speaking of Typhoon, I forgot. Glory just signed Enrico Kell. It might just be Enrico Kell for the next title, because they're really trying to make waves in Germany. I know he's coming off no wins, but still coming over. They signed a big name like that. I don't know. What do you think of an Enrico Kell fight?
I mean, if they're gonna go to Germany, why not? You know, you'll probably sell the place out.
Yeah, that's the thing. It should be a fun one. So he's got a few pretty good options. It doesn't sound like he's had a busy 12-month, and it doesn't sound like he wants to hang up the gloves and take some time away. He knows that he's not going up to welterweight. He said it a bunch of times, and he just has no desire for that. So it's going to be Belay, Kell, Typhoon. Some good options there for him, and I like all of them. Question number 4. Anissa Mexon will make her MMA debut coming up in May. Hey, what's your thoughts on this? Brandon, what do you think?
Why? Why is she doing it? I don't know why.
Someone who's out here like creating a legacy, one of the most important women fighters in MMA and Muay Thai history, switching to MMA because she can't get a fight.
that what it is? I mean, but that's the thing. But that's the thing that I don't understand is like you're doing MMA, but why aren't you doing MMA in a promotion that has MMA? You know, like that's what I like. That's one of the things too that I want to be like, why? Like,
Great question.
Like,
why not just do it in one?
Exactly.
Great question.
Like, that's why I don't get now. I want to say I believe that this show that she's going to be on, I think, is in France.
Yes, yes, it is.
So I mean, that could be why. It's like, hey, I get to be in front of my people, my fans, and stuff like that. But
yeah,
I mean, I don't know. I just don't know why.
No, and I think you and I are kick elitists in terms of like, I really like Muay Thai and I really like kickboxing. You don't have to switch to MMA of like, it is hard to find success there. Alex Pereira is the exception to the standard rule. You know, it's unfortunate that she couldn't get the fights that she was owed, that she deserved to have, you know?
K1 is right there, baby. Kind of said, bring it, baby.
Man, all good points. I agree with you. Yeah, we'll see what happens. It is disappointing, though. It is disappointing to see. I don't think I had any more points on that. Another fan question: who is your favorite active kickboxer, and then who is your favorite retired or inactive kickboxer? Brandon, we'll start with you.
Man, active kickboxer. Man, who is my favorite right now? Oh wait, I mean, do I just say the ladies? Connor, Joanna Bars, you know, and
that pizza power and Larry Stamp.
You know, exactly. Like that's my favorite. But I mean, retired wise, retired is easy. You know, that's man. Ernesto, who's that's Remy Banyaski. Those are my two guys.
Yeah.
You know, for sure. But yeah, active is kind of hard. But yeah, I'm just gonna say those three. Give me Kana, Joanna Bars, Iman Barlow, Nissa Meskin. I'll make it four. All right, we'll go with the four horsewomen over here.
Absolutely, no, all good picks. Retired, same one. Ernesto Hoost. It's just like you can set your watch to this guy's combinations. His style was so. It is weird to think that his style influenced what we still look at kickboxing today. It kind of carved. There was a reason that he was called Mr. Perfect or Mr. K1 at the time, because his style created what K1 and kickboxing is still to this day. But yeah, he's just Mr. Perfect. It's just insane to think that even the people he worked with, like Joanna Jacek or Fedor Emelianenko, or like more recently some other people. But yeah, it's just everything he touches. This guy is perfectly made for kickboxing. He's just so good at this sport. Even showing combinations to newer fans now, it's so apparent how talented he is and how good he is. Like I sent one guy who was new on the Discord was asking about like, what should I check out? Just sent him some Ernesto Host gifs and he was like, holy crap, this guy's good.
Yep.
Yeah, he is outstanding. Anyway, in terms of active fighters, I'll take Plazabot. I like Antonio Plazabot so much. He's so talented. I think it's a big year for him. He's funny. He shows up to everything he's asked to do. Love Antonio Plazabot, right?
Yeah, man, good guy, man. Like this, like he made that press conference fire. Him and Tavares.
Oh, 100%. I agree with you on that. Amber Kitchen's real cool to check out. Jackie Bunton is really cool to check out. I mean, of course, we all love Stamp. But yeah, I don't know. I'll throw Jackie Bunton in there as well. We'll get all the ladies in there. Anyway, so we got it. We got everything. We got we got a Crush. We got a K1. We got an Enfusion. We got a Glory. We got a one championship, of course. Brandon, what else? Talk us on that.
The only thing we didn't talk about was just last Friday, one Friday fights night. Just shout outs to Arrigo Ursol, title defense, did his thing, man. Again, body shots. That's what ended the fight. So shout outs to him, man, being a champ. I think you call him two-sport champ because he's kickboxing. You know, I'm saying, man, dude. I mean, I think they say lightweight champion, but I mean, we all know he's a welterweight. That's what they're fighting at. But again, to me, he's in one of those guys that's in that prediction where it's like, yeah, all the welterweights are now in Glory. He's in one. Who's he fighting? Like that's kind of why he moved over to Muay Thai, so he can kind of still stay active. You know. So hopefully, man, they can find somebody for him.
Yes, that's thank you for bringing that up. I did forget because we had it on the list there. Yeah, well, the one Friday fight series is better than one championship's big events. These one Lumpini shows are so flippin' good. It's just constant great fight at a high level and meaningful rankings. Reki Nursel got the body shot knockout to retain his Muay Thai title. Muang Thai got an incredible elbow knockout on it. Samay Geningadao still getting wins somehow. Just incredible legacy this man has. Sexan, he's back. I'll go out of my way to watch Sexan fights. They're always bangers. They're always fight of the year. Absolutely outstanding stuff. But yeah, the one Friday fights, I give it my highest recommendations. Y'all got to check it out. Yep. It's a ton of fun, right?
Yeah, man. Like I said, it's violence on a Friday morning. You know.
What else you got going on this week? Talk us on out of here. What's going on? What's next for us?
Just remember, guys, remember, support the show, like, subscribe. Remember, if you want some merch, FightersFirst.shop. You get my collection. You can get Tim's collection. Cav Kick Sports is on there. You can get the show as well. Like saying, guys, that's definitely one way you want to support. Let the people know about the show, man. Let's spread the word on the show. Like I said, we're trying to be the number one kickboxing show overall, over all platforms. Anybody wants to watch a kickboxing show, you want them to watch Kickboxing with Tim and the Mechanic, because we're the ones that's giving you guys what you need. All right.
That's exactly right, Mr. Cuttino. Thank you so much for your time, sir.